Today we start Youth to Gold at Toulouse FC.
What?
Using the club's excellent youth academy, we are only allowed to sign players up to 19 years old.
Check his hard drive.
And we aren't allowed to use players 30 years or above. Toulouse already have good facilities and fantastic 33,000-seater stadium. But with only won Coupe de France from 1957, and they've just won a second division this past season.
Cheers, Jeff.
So we don't exactly have the best squad in the league, with our ultimate goal of dethroning PSG.
But there's one problem. Everybody still thinks that I absolutely suck.
And maybe ending up with a Champions League. Starting things off by looking at our staff, a lot of vacant positions including a director of football. Our best striker is an Englishman called Reece Healy. He's also injured for the whole season. You've heard of Ryan Bertrand? Well, we've signed Brian Bertrand as a technical director.
Ooh, how convenient.
We sold the only player older than the Youth to Gold rules, just short of £1 million. And we bought 18-year-old Nico Rack for 700k and loaning him back to his club for the rest of the season. A very good midfielder, and I love the fact he can play in both fullback positions. As well as Kanate, who he also loaned to the club we bought from, only paying them just over 100k. First game of the season, and it's a home game against Nice. So let's take a look at our team and the tactic we're going to be using. Our main goal threat now is Rafael Ratau, a Brazilian winger turned striker aged 26. As well as Delinga, who could be a very creative striker just aged 22. He scored 32 goals last year in the second division in the Netherlands. At the back and new club captain we have Anthony Rualt, an academy product and a fantastic defender, only aged 21. And back with the rest of the squad, we're looking at an asymmetric 4-3-3 with two strikers, using Birmancevic as a wide outlet, playing with both counter and counter press, and because of our fairly fast defence, we're using a high line. After starting off the better side, we of course conceded first when Laborde headed home for Nice. And we continue to have the better of possession, but just as I made subs to push more forward, Birmancevic recklessly got himself a straight red card. Unfortunately, now being down to 10 men, we conceded twice more through Delors and Laborde. We did pull one back very late though through substitute on Newu, but it was all for nothing. The following game, we open up the scoring from a free kick. Our opponents equalised through a set piece as well. But second half, it was substitute striker Anewu once again scored, this time bagging the winner. And did we continue on winning loads of games now? No, we lost 1-0 at home to Lorient.
You're having a laugh! You're having a laugh!
We then signed an attacking midfielder from Porto named Vasco Souza. And the loanee played great in a 4-1 win, setting up the first of Delinga's 2 goals. And despite us conceding first against Nantes, it was once again an away win, which I'm not particularly pleased with, making a habit of losing at home, but still, we played well, and the new loanee signing did great. This is the series that will be out at least twice a week, so make sure you are subscribed so you can see us smash PSG. Not yet, though. Kylian Mbappe has 12 goals in 5 games, by the way. We also lost 2-0 to Clermont Foot. I had also decided to switch the tactic up a bit and go for a little bit more of a narrow formation, trying to plug out the midfield. Next, it was 2 English managers as we faced Will Still's team, Reims.
Who?
There was 4 goals in the opening 20 minutes of this match, but also some outstanding football. Our second goes down as an own goal, but the ball over the top is absolutely outrageous, and Delinga is unlucky not to get his second. The ball to Ratau's goal was also sublime to make it 3-1, and Reims took until the 92nd minute to answer back. Remember Lille won the league 2 seasons ago? Well, we just went to their home turf and absolutely chinned them 5-0 with the little maestro Vasco Souza bagging 2 alongside Delinga's hat-trick. We then followed it up with a win against Montpellier and a 0-0 draw against Lyon away. And a 91st minute Delinga equaliser got us a point against Angers.
This is great.
And then we lost to Strasbourg and Lens. And Monaco. My arch rivals from the very first Youth to Gold was Rennes, so they automatically become rivals here, seeing as Bordeaux, who are Toulouse's actual rivals, aren't in the league anymore, so I was buzzing when we faced them away from home, and Birmancevic scored a hat-trick and a 4-0 win with Delinga also bagging the 4th. France beat the USA in the World Cup final, so we all celebrated back in Toulouse by beating Marseille in the first match back 2-1. Our captain then scored a brace in another 4-1 league win. But then we lost to Auxerre, Strasbourg and Brest.
Ha! Giggity.
Back to winning ways after those 3 straight defeats with a 3-0 win and Vasco Sousa and Delinga finding the nets. And considering that's our first win in 4 matches, 7th spot is not bad at all. And Delinga is only 22 goals behind Mbappe, so who knows, maybe a golden boot as well. Speaking of PSG, that's who we face next. We only lost 4-0 and Mbappe scored a hat-trick, but we still beat Rennes 1-0.
Get in!
In the Coupe de France, we took the lead against Nantes from the spot within 5 minutes. They eventually equalised before half-time when our defence went missing, and unfortunately, in the second half, the tide turned when Mustafa put them 2-1 up. And when we pushed to equalise a long free kick, Simon caused more troubles once again, winning the ball off the defender, and our captain got all confused and scored an own goal. It also happened a while back, I just forgot to mention it. In March, our youth intake came through and it was incredible with 5 elite talents in a 5-star intake. And that's something that we're going to treasure on Youth to Gold going forward. Our best players seem to be this striker with fantastic mental attributes. And I was also quite fond on the attacking midfielder too, and I noticed both had very high aggression. And that could be down to my head of youth development having gegenpress as his tactical style, which of course aggression is needed, even though his pressing style is less often. Back to the games, and Delinga has been fantastic this season, and here he scores another hat-trick against Clermont in a game where we absolutely battered them 4-0, followed by a 2-0 away win against Angers. We then took the lead against Lille, but they come back and equalised, and the game finished 1-1. After going 2-0 up against Brest, we almost made a tit of ourselves when they levelled it to 2-2, but thankfully Sila and Delinga notched us all 3 points. With 9 games to go, we just sit outside of the European spots in 8th place, and Mbappe has 48 goals.
Guys, relax. Relax!
We conceded a Panenka penalty. Luckily though, we had a trick up our sleeves, near post corners. We took the lead against giants of French football Lyon through Vasco Sousa. But when Tagliafico powered down the left-hand side, his cross was turned in by Nicolaisen. The day made up for it though when he scored from a near-post corner. But unfortunately, Lyon pulled out all of the stops and Akambi's run and finish was too much for our goalkeeper, and they denied us of all 3 points. And then we lost to Lorient and Lens.
Go!
Although the last 4 games have been bad, we are still in 8th place, and Delinga has 19 goals and only 32 behind Kylian Mbappe. Back to winning ways against Ajaccio, with Delinga scoring first. I then remembered how we only have Vasco Sousa on loan, and that's probably going to be a priority for us this summer when he smacked in the second, and the third came from the spot. Nantes then held us to a draw, but it was a nice win against Nice when Serbian striker Birmancevic put in the man of the match performance, scoring 3 goals with rather 3 incredible finishes. The second was definitely a goal to be admired, and the third came from a long ball from the goalkeeper and knocked down on a lovely through ball in the 92nd minute. And some good news as well, as Reece Healy had fully recovered from injury and scored in the 96th minute. Back to losing as relegation side Auxerre batter us 6-2.
That's a load of bollocks! You've got to fucking die to get 3 points!
But the last game of the season came against Monaco, and we took the lead through Van den Boomen. Oh yeah, we have a player called Van den Boomen. It's just an awesome name, isn't it? What isn't awesome is Kevin Volland equalising. But not today, pal. These 3 points are ours, and Birmancevic scored the winner in the 86th minute, keeping us in a very respectable 9th place. And now this is where you come in. Hit me with your ridiculously cheap teenagers for me to buy in the Youth to Gold Season 2, because we only have £12 million. And of course, make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss episode 2, which is, if it is out, I'll stick it on the screen right here.